I am a farmer on our personal farm. I call myself the farm manager. I'm also an advocate because I'm the one that does all the speaking engagements. I am the one that goes out and is involved in the community representing ag.
That's what brings Andrea Kensey from her Lincoln County, Missouri farm to the stage at the Donald Danforth Plant Science Center. She's representing farmers in her region, especially family farms like her own.
I'm looking for networking and connections and just telling the story of the small family farm.
Kensey is the vice president of the Lincoln County Farm Bureau.
Both sustainable and regenerative.
And this summit became the ideal place for Kensey's voice to be heard. It's called the ReACH AgriFood Innovation Summit. ReACH stands for Regenerative AgriFood Coalition in the Heartland. It's sponsored by BioSTL.
St. Louis is a powerhouse in agriculture and food, with the major corporations like Bayer, Bunge, Post, AB InBev, all located here in St. Louis, within 5 and 10 miles from each other. And there's never been an issue that would bring all of them to the table until we discussed this topic of regenerative agriculture. This is one that every one of these companies has made promises to their stakeholders to achieve net zero by a certain date.
Regenerative agriculture may be a broad term, but for BioSTL, it's simply stated.
Our definition for regenerative agriculture is extremely practical and simple. It is producing more with less. And that definition brings the farmer to the table because all day long they want to produce more with less. There's all this talk about, we got to be able to be carbon neutral and we got to have water quality improved, this, that, the other. And anytime you look at that definition, it puts more cost on the farmer. Labor is expensive, input costs are going up, electricity, all that is going up. So they're producing more with more and not achieving profitability. So if you can produce more with less, they are all in. So what we are doing at ReACH is probably the most unique in the United States, which is a very grower-centric approach to regenerative agriculture.
From the big companies to the smaller innovators and farmers, they're all here to rally behind it. Kensey's focus is talking about the innovations farmers need.
We're losing sight of the old heritage small family farms. So the profit margins are small, and I think people think they have to keep getting bigger and bigger to be a sustainable farm. And I want people to not forget that we need innovation and we need new products and we need equipment and things that work for small farms as well. The bigger issue is just that small farms like ours don't always qualify for some of the incentive programs, or we don't fit into the box of what is needed to be called regenerative.
The summit allows innovators a chance to show how they could help solve farmers' problems and possibly align their innovations with goals of the bigger corporations.
All these companies are looking for solutions to their problems. Often these solutions come from innovators. Finding the best innovation from around the world and then bringing them to the summit. The innovators are also looking for investment and then strategic partnerships, long-term co-development partnerships.
One innovators company, Veda, is based in Tennessee. Veda is opening an office in St. Louis to expand in the Heartland.
We have a technology platform and an advisory service that we bring directly to growers to support them in their transition or implementation of regenerative practices. It's best practices, but they would be specific and tailored to every single field on the farm because every field is different soil types, different challenges and opportunities, and then how can we use these practices to drive out costs.
As for Kensey, she's gaining even more insights that can work for her farm here in the Heartland.
I think the biologicals are probably the most cost-effective for our farm. Putting more chemicals on my land, it does not sound sustainable to me, and it doesn't sound safe for my soil. So I'm looking for other markets and other opportunities of how I can improve our pasture ground specifically.